Diagnosed with ADHD. I knew I had ADHD from a really young age because in my report cards you can see the teachers wrote doesn't work to potential, doesn't stay in seat, talks in class. So I was always kind of a social butterfly. And all the way through school, especially like math, in high school math was impossible for me, and it still is, so I use a calculator, and that's why I'm a counselor, not an engineer. But I noticed that there was something that was just kind of off. Like I would study like 3 hours and not get half the amount of work done that my friends could do in a half hour studying. And then in college I noticed like I would go to the college library and my friends would sit there for like 3 hours studying and I would be the one walking through the stacks of books, looking at all the books. So I knew that there was something going on that I just couldn't focus. So what happened was I got interested in ADHD and started doing an internship, and my internship supervisor said, I think you have ADHD, and I'm like, yeah. And he said, well, here's a referral for a doctor that you can go to. So I went to a psychiatrist, got diagnosed. I take Adderall, and it's made a big difference in my life. Like now when I go to the stoplight, yellow means stop and slow down. It doesn't mean go faster. I also noticed that if I cook, because I love to cook, I can actually clean the kitchen afterwards, which has been like monumental because I cook and I just like leave it because, I don't like doing all the detail work. Also, I can read through something all the way through the first time and know what it says. And before I would read a paragraph, have to go back and read it again because by the time I got to the end of the page, I was like, what did I just read? So medication has really helped in those aspects of life. So again, I wasn't diagnosed till I was 23. But you can get diagnosed at any point in your life, and you kind of go through this grieving process afterwards because you realize how different life could have been for you if you had gotten treatment earlier. Like I realized how much easier school would have been for me, how my grades could have actually reflected my ability. But once you get past that, you appreciate the fact that you're getting help now. And it can really make a big difference. Like, for instance, when I talk with people, I would usually interrupt before because I had to get a thought out of my head or else it would just be gone. And now I notice I can hold that thought until somebody's done talking, and that's made a huge difference in my relationships. So that's a little bit about how ADHD has impacted my life.